it's time for block number 4 of Moda's Sampler Block Shuffle. And this one was designed by V and Company. And how I'm going to put this one together is I'm going to sew this row. I'll put these two together, then I will add this one to one side, then add that together. Then I'll come down here and I'll just sew this row together. Then on this one, I will sew these two, then these two, attach this to one side, then bring that all together, and then do that row. Then when I go to press it, I will let you know how I end up pressing it. This is a pretty straightforward block, should go together really fast. You can see I did do it in two different color options. I stayed with the same colors, but where the darks are in this block, I placed the lights or the backgrounds on this block. So I'm having fun doing that. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it all the way through the quilt, but what I'm learning from this quilt already with only completing 3 blocks is my color placement and trying to make sure that I get different values so that the block stands out more. And at some point, I'll go through that with you. So I'm going to get sewing. All right, here are my 2 blocks sewn together into rows. And I just chain pieced them, one right after the other. And if you'd like to see how I chain piece something, I actually have a video about it. But in the meantime, these are my pieces, and what I wanted to show you on this one was how I pressed it. So what I've done on this one is the first row, the pieces were pressed in, the second row out, third row in, fourth row out, fifth row in. So what will happen is I will be able to just put them one right next to the other and nestle those seams in together really good and tight. So how I'm going to put this one together is I'm going to sew these 2, then I'll sew these 2, then I'll attach this one, then I'll actually sew these 2, then I'll attach this one, then I'll sew these 2, then I'll attach this one, and then I'll attach this one. So that will give me my 2 blocks, and I'll be back to show you what they look like when they're all sewn together. Here are my block 4s. You can see how I did it. I used the same color, the background on one, the focus on the other, and used 2 different blues. What I want you to see on this one is how I pressed it. When I'm ever making pressing decisions, I always try to press towards whatever has the least amount of seams. So the second row has got a lot of seams and the fourth row does. So I pressed out to the fifth, the third, and the first. And I did that on both of them. So you can see what it looks like. So there's block number 4. I'm now working on block number 5, and this is the basic shoe fly block. Now, if you are one of the people that are doing this with a layer cake or a fat quarter bundle or a fat eighth bundle, then you can use triangles on a roll or the triangulation CD. If you're using a jelly roll, I realized that Moda was having you do the half square triangles in a manner that most of us aren't used to. So I figured I had better do a quick little taping to show you how to do these. So you can see here I've got 3 squares, one I've already caught. And what you're going to do is, if you're using a jelly roll to make your half square triangles, you're going to take your 2 pieces. See if I can open it up. I'm filming one-handed this time. you're going to take your two pieces and put them right side together as you normally do, so you can see the right side together. Then you're going to draw a line from one corner to the other corner diagonally. Then once you do that, you're going to stitch it, and I've stitched it in black thread so you can really see it. Then once you do that, you're going to cut about 1/4 of an inch away from your sewn line. And then once you do that and you fold it open, press it to one side. This one's not pressed, obviously. You're going to then have your 2.5 inch half square triangle. I'm just going to tell you, be careful when you press this, because as you can see right here as I move it, this is still your bias. So you can very easily stretch it out of shape. So I do suggest that the first thing you do is set your seam. And then once you've set your seam, then press it open. And that will help you with pulling your bias. If you have any questions on this different technique, please do ask them below, and I'll do my best to get everybody answered. Then the other thing I've done is there are these strips. Let's see if I can find the size. They're 2.5 by 1.5 inch rectangles. I've sewn these together, and I'm also going to press these to the dark. So I'll come back and show you what the block looks like all laid out. So my next step is I'm going to sew these together. So I'll sew these three, and these three, and then I will sew the 3 rows together. And so I'll sew this one, then I'll sew this one. The next step will be is I'll cut this off my chain piecing and I'll attach this. Then I'll cut this off my chain piecing and attach this. Or else I'll go down and add this one and then do that one and then do that one. But anyhow, you get the point. What I'm going to do is try really hard to sew both of these blocks together without ever stopping. And if you'd like to see how I chain piece, I do have a video on it and I'll link it below for you. So I'll get this done, and then I do, as I did the last time, I want to flip it over and show you the back side so you can see how it is that I've pressed it. Here's block 5, and I want to show you how I pressed it on the back side. So what I did was the half square triangles were pressed to the dark. Everything, I tried real hard to press everything towards the dark. And then the center was pressed out. That's honestly the way it wanted to lay the best. So here is block 5. Okay, so here's my next block. This one is by American Jane, and I can't remember what the traditional name of this block is. If anybody can remember, please let me know. But this is the block right here. I'd made some notes there. Sorry about the writing, but I made some notes. So this is the block, and this is how we're going to do it. The first thing I'm going to sew on this one is my flying geese. So these 4, which are right here. And how I'm going to do that is I am going to start by drawing a line. This is why I keep this ruler right down here, because I'm forever using it. I'm going to draw a line from one corner to the next. And I'll do that on 2 of them so that you can see. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to place it on here. I'm going to again sew just on the other side of my line. And then what I will do is fold this over. I'll obviously cut that away. Then I'll press it so that it presses over. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm going to do one side of all 4. Then I'm going to get up and press them. Then I'm going to come back and do the other side, because you want these to nestle properly. And see if I can make it work right here. See, so this one will be like that. And then this next one will be right here like this. So they do cross over. So you're going to want to do all of one side, then do all of the second side. So I will show you once I get one side of all of them done. I have sewn, slide these out of the way. I have sewn my first one, and now here comes the second side. And just like with that one, I'm going to sew all of them and then go forward. But I want you to see that what happens, you can see, is you create this little point down here. So what that is that's the 1/4 of an inch when you go to put your block together with another block, or when you add it to the center here. So there we go. I'll get these all done, and then we'll check on my progress. I have to tell you that this is the happiest I have ever been with flying geese, where I have not used a special template or anything special. And the only thing that I did different this time was when I sewed my line, I sewed one thread to the side. That was all I did differently. And I have to be honest with you, I am thrilled with these. They're not perfect, but boy, am I happy with them. All right, I want to show you how I'm going to sew this together, and then I'll come back and show you all 6 blocks. So here we go. I'm going to do this row, then I'm going to do these and these, and then this row. Then I'll sew these together, add these. So then I'll have 1, 2, 3 rows together, and then I'll put all the rows together to make my block. So I am beyond excited over these blocks, okay? I know getting excited about a block is a little ridiculous, but I'm really happy with my flying geese. Here is, whoops, sorry. Here is my block 6. I'm really happy with this one. I'm going to turn it over and show you. The top and bottom row, I pressed out. My flying geese, I pressed, you can see, towards the inner fabric. I did swirl my center so that I have my little teeny tiny 4 patch. I pressed this in, and then when I sewed the rows, I pressed those out. I did press them both the same way. It just seemed to fit it the best. So there's your block 6. And here we are at week 2 already. And for week 2, we did a block that was designed by V & Company. And here's my blocks. And then our second one that we did this week was designed by Kathy Schmitz Studios. And here are my blocks. And you can tell they're real scrappy, and in the video I explained why they are. And then the third block was done by American Jane. That was the designer. And here's my blocks. I am thrilled with all of my blocks at this point. I can't believe I'm managing to do 2 of them. I'm certain that that won't continue, but for right now, I'm doing 2. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. So thanks, and we will see you again soon. Bye.